Hello everybody, it's Startup here and I'm super excited because I finally have all the parts needed to build my very first computer. I've always built the pre-built desktops, but I'm just taking the plunge into gaming. I want to have a better computer to play games like Overwatch on. I want to have a computer that's better to handle editing. So I'm building this computer on the platform of the brand new Ryzen 5 AMD processor CPU. So let's walk through the pieces that I have, the components that I have. So first off, of course, I'm going to be using Windows 10. Then looking at this case here, I have the Nzxt H440 Razer Edition tower. This is a mid-sized tower because the board that I'm going to be using is a Gigabyte ATX, and it's got the RGB LEDs. Should be pretty cool with all the other RGB kind of stuff I have in this computer. Now for the boot drive, I will be using the Samsung 960 EVO. This is a 240 gig, again, just for the operating system, solid state drive there. And like I mentioned, I will be using the Ryzen 5, specifically the 1600X chip should give me plenty of power I need. And for the cooling for that chip, I will be using the fan-based air cooling fan rather than the water cooling fan. For RAM, I will be using Corsair Vengeance RGB 3000 megahertz clock speed for two 8 gigabytes, 16 gigabyte total. Moving on to my hard drives, I will be using the Sandisk 500 gig here, and in this bulky box behind me, I have a Baracuda 4 terabyte size regular hard drive. And if you see behind here, I am using a 750 watt power supply from Corsair. And finally, I will be using, for GPU, I will be using the Radeon 480, and I have used these two components in my previous computer, so I'm just carrying them over. But that is it. These are all the parts, and now this is going to be interesting. It could be either very good or very bad to see if I can actually get these things working and the computer to turn on. So here we go. Well, it took a lot longer than I thought it would to get this thing up and running, but I got the basic parts I need to start getting Windows 10 installed, and I'm going to open it back up and start doing the SATA cables for the hard drives and neatening up the cables for cable management and all that fun stuff, so hopefully it turns on. Alright, so after I did some cable management, there was a lot of wires, obviously, and I had to kind of wire tie them up, make them look as neat as I could, so the case could actually fit on, but that's where the problem was. For this particular case, they didn't really leave me enough room between the wall or whatever it's called and the actual sliding plate that goes on. So I had to kind of squish it together, and there is a little bit of an air pocket that you can kind of see on the side, but it fit and it's in there and it's been working since, so that's great. So then the next thing I did after that was I went into the BIOS and I messed around with the RGB lighting. Then I also had to download a program for the Corsair RAM to actually get the RGB to work the way I wanted with a specific color on there. And of course, all the updates, the Windows, the BIOS, all that stuff. And finally, I installed everything I could on there. And after putting it through its paces on Overwatch, I'm very happy to say that this thing actually works as intended. This is the first time I built a computer, and it is just absolutely magnificent to actually have this kind of horsepower playing these types of games and not having any kind of lag whatsoever, because I've always dealt with these computers that were always lagging behind and not giving me the maximum settings. So I was playing Overwatch on Ultra, it was only using like 10% of the CPU, and it wasn't even getting hotter than like 50 degrees Celsius. So I know this thing packs a punch and it has a lot more potential, so maybe I could do some streaming and whatnot. And I even see my kill count go up because of the added awareness that I had when I was spinning around in the game with no lag whatsoever. So that was awesome. And just all in all thoughts on this computer is I'm very satisfied. I picked this particular case and everything to go together with the green lights for Razer, because I'm not really a spokesperson for Razer, but I just love the neon green, and that's what hooked me on the peripherals like the keyboard and the mouse that I already have, as well as the headset. So now everything matches and it looks really freaking cool. So I'm super excited to just start downloading more games and just seeing what I can do, because ultimately this was kind of a project for me to both work for editing software. It's going to be a lot easier to edit videos, get them out quicker to you guys, but I also wanted to delve more into the PC gaming kind of world, and in order to do that, the computer I had was just, its CPU was just like not letting me do anything at this point. But I am just so happy with this thing. I mean, I'm just going to call it the green machine now because it just looks awesome. Green is my favorite color. So hashtag ignite the green. Yeah, Star Wars fans, you know what I'm talking about. But enough with that. I am just super happy and super stoked to finally say I built my own PC. It brings me a lot of feeling of accomplishment. Like just saying that I picked out these components on my own after all these months. It's been a long time coming. I was doing my research and I was very apprehensive to see if I would put all these things together and it wouldn't turn on or something. Well, there was a minor little thing like I mentioned, but it all worked out so flawlessly. I really can't say that there was anything that gave me a specific amount of trouble. Yeah, maybe little front panel connections going onto the motherboard was a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I got through it, and I almost felt like I was an architect because I had the plans out there, the blueprints for the tower, trying to figure out where this thing goes, where that thing goes with the motherboard. But it was really cool. It was basically like the most expensive model I've ever put together. I used to play Warhammer 40K, I used to build up all those models, and this is my big boy hobby now. This is building electronics, building computers, and I need to do this like more often, but I don't have that kind of money. But hey, maybe I could start a business. Probably not really, of just like, hey, you want to build a computer? I can build it for you. I don't know. But it has been an awesome time. So I want to let you guys know you can subscribe to my channel to get more content that's more related to gaming, to movies, to TV, hell, to Star Wars. Obviously, I talk a lot about Star Wars, so you're going to want to check this channel out if that interests you. If you like this kind of content, please make sure you comment down below. What did you like about this video? Are you thinking of building a PC? Do you have a PC? Do you prefer gaming on consoles or PC? Let's just talk about it because I love the discussion. I'm StarRaptor. I want to thank you guys for watching, and bye-bye. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at StarRaptor.